A very good morning. Wishing you a wonderful Wednesday ahead. Welcome to today's episode. We're talking about three things. Weaker US data is finally catching up to the dollar. Long Bitcoin, most crowded trade according to Bank of America. Earnings from Walmart, Home Depot, and Macy's. US equities ended mostly lower on Tuesday as investors await fresh catalysts to push the indexes higher or at least justify current valuations. Investors have been pricing in a robust economic recovery fueled by massive government spending and ultra-loose monetary policy, but recently ample evidence of rising inflation has spooked them away from growth stocks, particularly tech ones. Meanwhile, housing starts in April came in weaker than expected, keeping risk appetite even more subdued. Market participants now await the Federal Reserve's latest meeting minutes due today, which is Wednesday, for clues about central bank's thought and about rising price pressures. Shares of bank, industrial firms, energy companies and raw material producers were among the biggest decliners in the S&P 500, with all four sectors falling more than 1% in a spate of selling that accelerated into the market close. Overall, the Dow was down 0.8%, the S&P was down 0.9%, while the Nasdaq was down about 0.6%. Treasuries inched up with the 10-year yields down about 1 basis point to around 1.64. Gold was barely higher. Asian equity futures are on the decline. Weaker US data is finally catching up to the dollar. The greenback traded lower against all the major currencies on Tuesday, following softer housing data. Building permits grew 0.3% in the month of April, down from 1.7% in March, while housing starts dropped by about 9.5%. While housing demand is still very strong, the cost of raw materials like lumber have skyrocketed in recent months. In the 12 months to April, lumber prices rose more than 89%. Between the weak job growth, the declines in spending, slowdown in manufacturing activity in the New York region, and now housing, looks like it was only a matter of time before the dollar sold off across the board as these reports reinforce the Federal Reserve's reluctance to respond to rising price pressures. Euro rose to the strongest level in nearly 3 months against the US dollar. The relaxation of lockdown restrictions across Europe is reviving demand for euros. The February swing high of about 1.2243 is the closest level of resistance now. Long Bitcoin is the most crowded trade in the world. The latest Bank of America poll of fund managers show prior peaks in crowded trades, tech in September 2020 and September 2018, treasuries in March last year, and the dollar in January 2017 were associated with relative tops. It isn't the first time Bitcoin topped the list. It was at the peak in January just before it went higher. It also topped the charts in 2017, the last time crypto went crazy. On to earnings, but first a data point that came from the Commerce Department on Tuesday. They reported that e-commerce sales went up about 39% from a year earlier in the first quarter. That was the highest growth since the second quarter of last year when sales were up about 44%. So just to give you a perspective, before the COVID-19 crisis hit, e-commerce sales in the US were growing at about 15% rate. Now they're growing at about 39%, which is the latest quarter reading. On to earnings from Walmart. This was a strong quarter. Every segment performed well and we are encouraged by traffic and grocery market share trends. Our optimism is higher than it was at the beginning of the year. In the US, customers clearly want to get out and shop, is what Doug McMillon said, Walmart's chief executive. He goes on to add, stimulus in the US had an impact and the second half has more uncertainty than a typical year. We anticipate continued pent-up demand through 2021. Walmart same-store sales increased 6% in the US even with tough comparisons to last year's first quarter when consumers rushed to stock their pantries during pandemic lockdowns. E-commerce sales grew 37%. Sales of non-food items jumped more than 20% in the quarter, aided by government stimulus checks as customers splurged on recreation, home improvement and apparel items. Grocery sales fell compared with the same quarter last year when shoppers hoarded some goods such as food and toilet paper, but the retail giant gained grocery share versus last year is what Walmart has reported. Overall, Walmart's global revenue rose 2.7% to $138 billion. in the April ended quarter. Net income decreased 32% to 2.7 billion, including losses on its sale of its UK and Japanese units and adjustments to the value of its stake in Chinese e-commerce company JD.com. Shares of Walmart rose about 3% in the morning trade. The shares were down slightly year to date compared with the roughly 11% gain in the S&P 500 in the same period. Home Depot reported as well, said Tuesday comparable sales surged about 31% in the quarter ended May 2nd compared with the same period last year. The company is capitalizing on unprecedented demand for home improvement projects. Department store chain Macy's reported a jump in quarterly sales and swung back to a profit from a year ago when many of its stores were temporarily closed. Compared with the same period in 2019, Macy's comparable sales actually fell 10.5%. Macy's CEO said categories that were dormant during the pandemic have begun to show signs of life, including apparel, shoes, and handbags. Luggage is one of Macy's most improved categories, signaling consumers are ready to travel. We don't believe this is a short-term pop, is what he said. This is momentum that can sustain us in 2021 going into 2022. That's the update. Stay safe and healthy. I'll speak to you tomorrow.